Email marketing takes time. Whenever I can find a tool that can make me more efficient, speed things up, make me do things quicker, I pounce on it. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about Aimerse's latest release, which is called AIM. What AIM tries to do is essentially save you a bunch of time when it comes to those tedious, nitty-gritty tasks in relation to email marketing. Think adding filters to flows, think writing subject lines, figuring out if you've actually set this flow up properly, seeing if you've actually attached UTM tracking to all of your emails. This takes myself and my team a bunch of time, and what Aimerse has done with this tool for me and how we're using it is create something that allows us to check everything incredibly quickly and also apply really quick fixes. Now, to be fully transparent, this video is sponsored by Aimerse, so take everything I say with that in mind. There is a link to the tool in the description of this video, and if you do have any questions, let me know. I answer anything and everything that you guys have. Also, check out my other stuff too. Subscribe to the channel. I do this full time. Email and SMS marketing is all me and my team do, so we're pretty good at it, but if you do have some questions, let me know. Check out the newsletter in the description to the video, but without wasting any more of your time, let's get into it and let me show you exactly how this tool works and how me and my team are using it. So let's start right here, which is the Chrome store. Now, if you can see here, this is essentially a Chrome extension. So it's not an app, it's not something you have to log into separately to actually use. It is a tool that you can add to your toolbar, which you can see mine just up here. And once you install, it becomes an assistant when you're working directly within Klaviyo. Now, I've already installed it, but I want to show you how we are using it across quite a few of our clients here. So if we open up this here and we click Klaviyo, click discard changes, and we go into our flows here, I'm going to show you how Aimerse starts to work. Now, if we click, for example, the welcome series, this is a flow that we've gone ahead and built, and we click Aimerse, what we can do with this tool is really quickly check anything that's wrong with this flow. Now, Aimerse, what it essentially does is it gives you personalities, gives you profiles that do different things within your Klaviyo account. You have David to set up flows, Korea, excuse my pronunciation there, for campaigns, a flow audit, which is the one that we use the most. This one here, I'm going to go through that in a second. The pixel setup, and they have some cool stuff coming shortly as well. This one here, the Aimerse pixel setup, I'm going to link in the description to this video what that pixel actually does. Super useful. I highly recommend you check it out. What it essentially does is aims to increase your flow revenue by 10%. This is where we actually started with Aimerse. But let's quickly go into Kara. So you click the profile here, and what this profile does is it can go ahead and check all of the filters, the triggers, the UTM tracking, and also see if there's any missing flows in your account. Now, if we click Start Auditing, what it's going to do is it's going to look through every single one of the flows, specifically to do with, more specifically with abandonment stuff, because that's the one where things usually go wrong, and see if there's anything wrong. Now, we're good at what we do, so obviously we don't have any issues, but we can click, for example, the abandoned checkout flow. One of the things, it's a small thing, but I like how it just doesn't automatically close when I click that, and we can see the trigger, okay? What Aimerse is saying is that this trigger is set up correctly from a checkout started perspective, right? But also that the filters are correct too, because there's a bunch of filters that can be in here that are wrong. Let me show you what happens if I add a filter that is incorrect. So if I go here, right? Let's go what somebody has or has not done. We go checkout started, at least once. Let's just see. This might not actually detect it, but if we go continue, we go back, and we go start auditing. Yeah, see, it's because it's not necessarily wrong in that case. Let me show you. I've gone ahead and opened up a separate account here. As you can see here in this account, we've got a few issues that are being displayed. Now, unfortunately, this is not an account that we're managing, so I'm not allowed to touch anything. But what you can see here, or rather, I'll show you in a second. You can see here that the recommendations are being made specifically for this flow. So it's saying, okay, abandoned cart reminder, standard SMS only. It's the name of the flow. Kara's recommendations, missing profile filters, has placed order 0 times to starting this flow. So we're going to go ahead and click that flow, okay? And we can see, like, okay, yeah, they're an abandoned checkout. They shouldn't be getting this flow if they place an order. So Kara here has successfully identified an issue with this flow. Now, we can go ahead and click Fix. I'm going to click Fix and then remove it because this is an account that we're actively managing, but we can click that, okay? And obviously, you have to be on the paid plan to get that one there. But once you click it, it automatically applies it to the filter. Saves you a bunch of time. You can do that for every single one of the flows here. Ding, 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 ding. Massive, massive time save for both myself, my team, yourself if you end up using this, and it also just lets you look at everything just quickly, right? In a way that you wouldn't be able to before. Now I'm gonna go here. That's Kara. Kara is the one that we use the most, okay? The flow setup, I don't love playing around with this one. Just now, here's the thing. If you are looking for some of the more foundational basic stuff, flow setup and the campaign stuff, it works really well. What my team and what we do is we try and bring very high level strategy stuff to email marketing. And the flow setups here are great if you're just starting, but if you need more advanced stuff, it's not something that we would really use a whole lot, just to be fully transparent. But let me show you something. If we click David, we can click him right here, right? We can click the GDPR to make sure we're GDPR compliant for this flow. We can ask him to create a very basic flow for us. So as you can see here, we have a bunch of recommended flows, then more advanced flows. Click this, gives you a preview of what the flow is going to look like, and you hit create, okay? And then watch this, done. We have a very basic flow done within, I think that was like under 10 seconds, right? Now, I would want to customize this a little bit, but it nonetheless works from a very basic standpoint. Like this flow, if you put the template in here, if you build the subject line, the preview text, you could run this and it would work, right? Now, I would want to split people, for example, based off their purchase history. I want to add a conditional split here. Like I said, for the more advanced strategies, I try and steer away from David just because we do have very particular strategies that we apply to flows. But if you just need some basic setups to save time, this is perfect, right? Now, one thing I'll note is when you click apply for the subject line and the preview text, it's not going to work here. You need to create a draft email first. So if I click this here, right, I got to go here. I then click this here, click use template. Let's assume this template is now perfect. Okay, we've customized it, we've built it, we're happy with it. We click exit. We can then take Aimerse's suggestion and auto apply the subject line and preview text just like that, okay? And then we can change it around both by writing it out if we wish, or just use Klaviyo's AI suggestions here, which is always fun to do. And then one thing that the software does need to fix, and there's still a little bit of an issue here, is the done. Like it doesn't actually allow us to go to the next step, which is a little bit of a shame, but we can still click done here, and then we can then turn the flow on to live. So essentially it's just an efficiency tool. Now, along with that, if we go back into Aimerse here, we can see that they have the campaign suggestions here. So it's Carla. If we click Carla, we get the calendar here. It gives us recommended campaigns, for example, World Environment Day, holidays specifically, promotions, all sorts of stuff, right? And what the cool thing is here, right? Drive first purchases. If we click use template, let me actually go back. What it's going to do is it's going to create segments for us. 30-day activation. It's also going to exclude anybody who bounced in the last 30 days. It gives us some content recommendations, gives us times, segments that we want to aim for, gives us the whole content calendar. So let me show you this. So we're going to go ahead and select a date. Let's just say, what are we, June? June goes ahead and hits those dates for us, right? As you can see here, it's gone ahead and created those 3 campaigns for us with the segmentation that we have. Let's even take a look at this segmentation too. This is all Aimerse, right? They've gone ahead and created this for us quickly. Look at this, properties about somebody created at least 30 days ago. If they can receive email marketing, placed orders 0 times overall time. This is a great segment. This is a non-customer, recent subscriber, great segment. We can definitely use this. And if we go back into our campaigns here, we have these campaigns ready to go with that segment. That's a lot quicker than what I could do it in, right? It's an efficiency tool. Now, is this perfect? Like, are we going to be using this exactly, are we going to use these segments perfectly like that? Perhaps there's some little changes. Are we going to be sending these on these days? Perhaps there's some little changes that we want to do. Are we going to be using the subject lines that they give us? Perhaps there's some changes there, but it gives us a solid baseline that we can iterate from, okay? We then add our templates in there. We have some little content recommendations. This tool is fantastic if you are in a small team, if you are managing your email marketing yourself as the business owner, or if you're an agency specifically and you want to speed up the process of quality checking. I like to use it more for my flows rather than the strategy specifically, just because, like I said, we have some pretty advanced segmentation that we want to use for a lot of this stuff. But from an agency perspective, the error checking from the flow perspective is really, really useful. And then from the, if I was a business owner and I was a small e-commerce brand, this would save me a bunch of time. Now, no doubt this tool is going to become better, more effective. I can already see some of the stuff on their roadmap here. If we go here, go back into here, take a look at this here. They have an account health feature coming out. and then an optimization from an A/B testing perspective. So they're going to be A/B testing stuff within your flows, which is going to really streamline a bunch of stuff. But from where we currently stand, I play with this feature right here, and we just really dial in the streamlining process of just checking and quality checking everything. One cool thing here too is it allows us to check the UTM tracking for every email, which allows us to see really third-party tracking tools, where the revenue is coming from. And the cool thing here, we can see every single email and every single flow to make sure it has UTM tracking. If it doesn't have it, we can go straight in, enable that. That's a massive time save. Check the tool out. Link in the description. Once again, if you have any questions, let me know. I answer anything and everything. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out the newsletter as well. I put out a bunch of content like this across a bunch of different platforms. And subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.